Hey everybody, welcome back to Video Game. So, taking a fun and exciting video for you guys today because as of yesterday, Ship of Harkinian, the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time PC port, got an absolutely meaty update, taking an already incredible version of a Nintendo 64 classic and making it even better on PC. So I'm going to be going over all of the updates because it's probably been about a year and a half since I actually talked about Ship of Harkinian. And just so you know, this is the PC port, not the recompilation. There's two completely separate projects out there to take Ocarina of Time and get it onto your PC. They both do it in completely different means, but honestly the end result is very similar. It's just kind of two sides of the same coin. But Ship of Harkinian gives you an absolutely outstanding way to play Ocarina of Time, including the beta quests and so many different randomizers and boss rush modes. It really does feel like a brand new game, even though it is super nostalgic. Before I get too far involved though, do me a huge favor down below, hit like and subscribe and ring that notification bell, it definitely helps us out. And if you feel so inclined and want to support the channel, we got a Patreon link down below as well. And if you are curious, I'm just kind of playing around with the beta quest right now because this is going to be going over all of the new mod support, the prioritization of the actual mod you have installed, and what you can kind of do, because right now I'm using a 3DX texture pack to be able to make this game look even better than it normally would. And if you can't tell, Link has a different look as well. But I am curious, leave me a comment down below and tell me, have you tried Ship to Harkinian yet? Have you tried the recomp yet? Have you played this in the modern PC version? Because honestly, N64 decomps and recomps and PC ports are all the rage these days, and we've seen Xbox 360 decompilations, PlayStation 2 PC ports across the board. This is definitely getting a lot bigger and a lot better in 2025, and I expect to see a lot of improvements in 2026 as well. But honestly, Ship of Harkinian here just absolutely outstanding, especially with all the mods you can play around with. And if you want to use the mod pack that I'm using here, I've left a link in the description below to where you can find that. I also left a link to the GitHub page where you can grab the PC port as well if you so want to do so. So you can see here as of yesterday, at least as of the recording of this audio, Copper Alpha 9.1.0 is out, and you have a download for Windows, Linux, and Steam Deck, as well as Mac OS, so you'll have basically options across the board. But if you go into the changelog here, you're going to see the built-in mod menu got an absolutely massive overhaul. It's going to allow you to do ordering for different mods, that way you can kind of play around with what you'd like. And additionally, you have all the other graphical options at your disposal as well. But you'll see here in the mods menu, we have an entire list, and that is just down to that 3DS kind of experience that I'm trying to bring into Ocarina of Time. And you have all the mods enabled. You can edit them, turn them on or off one at a time, and you can also prioritize them because there are some mods that can technically fight with the other ones. So now you have a list of in which priority you want them to actually execute within Ship of Harkinian, and that definitely makes a big difference. But honestly, you don't have to have it look anything like I do right now. You can play the vanilla graphics. You can up the actual frame rate, you can leave it at 20 frames per second like you're seeing right now. You can kind of articulate whatever experience visually and gameplay wise you want out of something like Ocarina of Time. And again, that really is the nice thing about Ship of Harkinian. It allows you to kind of go into the menu and do whatever you want. Because you'll see here, if we actually play around in the settings, I can go into graphics and dial the current frame rate up from the original 20 all the way to 60 or even beyond that. Now over 60, I kind of find it to be a little bit of an unnatural look, but that is just me. But in real time, I am showing you changing the frame rate, and now you'll see as we run around, we have a much smoother experience. Now some of this is done via interpolation because on Nintendo 64, some games' logic's actually tied to the internal frame rate. So if you went to a true frame rate of 60, you can actually have some logic issues in how the game behaves. Not every single N64 game does that, but it is one of those things. Developers could tie their logic to that frame rate, so it's one of the realities that you just kind of have to play around with. But honestly, this looks absolutely stunning. But again, if I want to turn off all of the different mod packs I have in here, you could just go into the mod menu and do that as well. But these are not the only changes. I'll definitely be showcasing some more, but I feel like the actual mod menu with all of the priorities and just how easy it is to use them is absolutely stunning. Because all you need to do is drag the mods to the mods folder and go ahead and launch Ship of Harkinian. But I do love that Link just absolutely fell off that there. Not sure what's going on. We're going to move into our first soundtrack sample, and I'll be right back with a list of a lot of the other changes you can experience. I mean, obviously just the Ocarina of Time soundtrack, but it obviously sounds incredible coming out of the PC port. And you can definitely play around to your heart's content with this, because I'm just running right now a randomizer. But if you want to put no clip on, just absolutely run around this guard right here. Just move into the Deku tree without having to do any of the checks. You 100% can do that. Now, granted, I am running in without a shield and a sword, and that would basically make it near to impossible. But this really does allow you to kind of do whatever the hell you want. And again, with the modification support and all the new priorities that come with it, you really can just make this game whatever you want it to be, not only visual but also gameplay wise, because right now obviously I have a bunch of mods turned on, and I will go back to an original capture just to show you what it looks like if you were playing vanilla Ocarina of Time again. And we'll just turn no clip off, so I end up falling through a random floor here. But as I climb up the ladder, let's move over to an unmodified version of the same area, and you're going to see in Ship of Harkinian just what vanilla Ocarina of Time would look like. And the nice thing is you can run this at 4:3, you can run it at 16:9, you can have full mods on for all the graphics, you can have it pure vanilla, and you can have it somewhere in between. And don't forget, there's a lot of mods that aren't going to be visuals, being able to bind certain items to certain controls that would never actually work in the game. And that is absolutely amazing. And because it is so easy to turn mods on and off and basically install them by dragging and dropping them over to a mods folder, the sky really is the limit as to what you'd actually want this to be. You just get to be creative with it. But let's go over the rest of the changes. You'll see right here, we have the preset manager. It kind of allows you to save individual things for certain sections, certain enhancements, minus audio. It is a good time. And you also have a bunch of new improvements as well. Again, I will leave the change log in the description below because I don't want to go over every single item with you. It would be a 30-minute video. And you're going to see a lot of fixes as well to certain things in Ocarina of Time that maybe were slightly buggy in previous builds of Ship of Harkinian. And like I said, the list of all those changes is down below, and you can totally just do stupid stuff like no clip through a door without a key and just fall into what looks like a very brown, almost watered down wine void. Not sure if Link's ever going to get out of there. Rumor is he is still down there. And of course, this also has improvements to the randomizer in boss rush mode, and it is one of those things you're going to have both of these available to you. For boss rush, you can kind of articulate whatever it is you want. If you want all the bosses, if you want just a few, if you want to have maxed out hearts, or basically start with that stock Link experience from the actual Kohiri Forest, you get to pick whatever it is you want. And I will say, last time I played the boss rush, I don't think there were that many options in here compared to this most recent version. And that really is the fun thing about Ship of Harkinian and this new update. It just gives you more of a good thing. It gives you more options that actually change around what you'd like. It gives you more mod support. It gives you a lot of fixes in the actual PC port, and just basically takes this game and makes an already 10 out of 10 feel closer to an 11 out of 10. But again, you tell me down below, have you been playing around with these recomps and PC ports? I would be curious because I know a lot of people are excited for them, but I'm not sure if absolutely everyone actually plays those. And I know this is a PC port, not a recomp, but I'm just categorizing all of these evolutions into one, making N64 cool category. But a soundtrack sample 2 time, and I'll be right back with more. I mean, classic music, and again, just sounds great coming out of Ship of Harkinian. If you want to play around with the beta quest, you can do that as well. You can enable it and go to different worlds. Now, of course, this isn't something that's completely finished, so you're going to find a little bit of jank in here, but it is going to be a fun experience just to kind of see behind the curtain what Ocarina of Time could have been. And honestly, that really is the fun about Ship of Harkinian. You can make this experience whatever the hell you want. If you want 4:3, 20 frames per second, N64 looking PC port of Ocarina of Time, you can dial that in. If you want to go ultra wide support with 120 frames per second with texture packs and model packs, you can do that as well. If you want to play a fun randomizer where you can set all of the different criteria, if you want to play boss rush mode and basically just screw around with this game to your heart's content, you have that as well. Basically, Ship of Harkinian is nothing more than just a set of paints and brushes. You get to paint your own picture, you get to use your own tool set, you get to decide what sort of image you want to make, both in the gameplay department as well as in the visuals, and I absolutely love that. So considering this is a big update, and I know you guys love decomps, recomps, and PC ports, I'd figure I'd talk about it. But I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.